So Douglas, tell us about yourself.
I'm Doug Gotchfeld, and I lead tours for Field Guides birding tours. And I lead all over the world, and I've done a lot of birding and surveys, especially in the U.S., but also some other places abroad, doing migration surveys and stuff like that.
So prior to coming to Uganda, what did you think about the place?
Well, I knew that Uganda had shoebills, and the best place to see shoebills apparently, and then mountain gorillas, and those are really the two things that I knew were in Uganda. And I didn't really have a fully formed, or I didn't even have a partially formed opinion of Uganda otherwise. I didn't know much about it at all. But I knew that there are these two really charismatic headline animals that I knew I wanted to see at some point. So shoebills and gorilla were basically my expectations, and then anything else was gravy. I was actually very much looking forward to meeting all the people that were going to be on the trip with me, and spending more time with Herbert, who I'd only met a couple of times briefly in the U.S. before. So that was basically the sum total of my expectations.
So what was something that was unexpected that you experienced while in Uganda?
You know, I wasn't prepared for the diversity of habitats. I didn't realize that there were such extensive savannas, abutting basically these really, really beautiful lowland forests and mountains with higher elevation. I guess we call it rainforest, but just really beautiful forests, as well as great open spaces with the amount of giraffes and elephants, the amount of big game, the cob we saw at Murchison Falls. All these things were like, whoa! I kind of had an idea that we would see maybe some zebras, and we had a chance to see elephant. And not only did we have a chance to see elephant, they were all over, and we had some phenomenal experiences. And that also the amount of the boat rides we had on Lake Maburo. So it was just a really good diversity of habitats and diversity of large animals that I wasn't expecting. Yeah.
So what do you think people back in the U.S. should know about visiting Uganda?
I think it's a really overlooked country of all the countries in Africa. People think about Kenya, they think about Tanzania, but there seems to me to be no place with the combination of animals and experiences that Uganda has. And it's not just, their savannas aren't just acacia, acacia dotted savanna. There was this really interesting palm savanna that we saw up at Murchison Falls, which I was totally not expecting. The scenery, the landscapes, Murchison Falls itself is phenomenal. The view from the hills looking over Queen Elizabeth National Park, the ethereal feel of the forest at Bwindi, it was all really, really fantastic. I think Uganda gives a combination of experiences that nowhere else in the region, nowhere else in the world can give. And when you pair all these classical African experiences like giraffes and hippos and elephants with shoebill and gorilla and chimpanzee, there's no other place like it.
Those are all my questions. I don't know how to turn it off.